Погнали! Many Tatarstan residents are sure that the city island Sviyazhsk is the prototype of the fabulous Buyan Island from the fairy tale of Alexander Pushkin, The Tale of Tsar Sultan. This place is truly unique. Thousands of tourists from all over Russia and foreign countries visit this place annually. Let's start with history. Ivan the Terrible decided to build a fortress city after a series of failed operations of capture Kazan. It was necessary to create a strong point to support the army. The island was washed on three sides by the waters of the Shuka, Sviyaga and Volga rivers from the elevated area round mountain. Distant approaches were visible, and most importantly, the island was located at a distance of a day's journey from the capital of the Kazan Khanate. The construction of the fortress began on May 24, 1551, unnoticed by the enemy. First, fortifications were built near Uglich. After that, they were dismantled, and with the onset of spring, the logs were floated down the Volga to the island, then dragged to the foot of the round mountain. It took 1 month to reassemble the fortress. The construction was supervised by the famous Russian architect of the time, Ivan Vyrodkov. The city consisted of 18 towers, residential buildings, and an Orthodox church. The fortress fully fulfilled its purpose. A year after its foundation, Kazan was taken. Initially, the settlement was called Novograd Sviyazhsky. The name of the town comes from the Sviyaga river. Over time, the original name was shortened to Sviyazhsk. The coat of arms of the city was approved only at the end of the 18th century. It is a shield with a picture of a city sailing on a ship, under which fish are depicted. This emblem fully reflects the amazing history of the construction of the town. After the conquest of the capital of the Kazan Khanate, the town lost its military significance. The island soon became a quaint monastery town. The original wooden churches and monasteries of Sviyazhsk were gradually replaced by stone ones. With the advent of Soviet power, the history of the town is changing dramatically. It was almost completely plundered. After a while, prisons and correctional camps were built on the site of temples and monasteries. In 1957, as a result of the filling of the Kuybyshev reservoir, Sviyazhsk ended up on an island due to a decrease in transport accessibility. The population of Sviyazhsk has significantly decreased. By the beginning of the 21st century, it amounted to less than 300 people. We just met a lot of interesting information and unique exhibits in the Museum of the History of Sviyazhsk, which we visited in the first place. The museum has 4 buildings. Each building is dedicated to a certain time of the life of the city island. As you know, the island has a rich history, and today Sviyazhsk Island is one of the key attractions of the Republic of Tatarstan. There is a huge number of religious Orthodox buildings on the island. Uspensky Monastery, built in the middle of the 16th century. Nikolskaya Church, Uspensky Cathedral, the temple built in the second half of the 16th century in the Pskov-Novgorod style. The authors of the project were the creators of the Moscow St. Basil's Cathedral, Ivan Barma and Postnik Yakovlev. Troitskaya Church. It was transported to the island by boat. Ioanno-Predtechensky Monastery, by late 16th century. The Mothers of God Cathedral, the most imposing religious building on the island. It was built in the late 19th, early 20th centuries. The style of the temple is Byzantine. And that's not all the churches and temples of the island. We were also able to visit the Museum of Archaeology of the Tree. The museum was built in 2018. It stands on an archaeological excavations, and the museum is disguised as a hill. This is the first museum of wood archaeology in Russia. There are only 2 such museums in the world: Berestiye in Brest and Vasa in Stockholm. So this museum can rightfully claim to be of world importance. The total area of the museum is over 2,500 square meters. The main hall consists of 2 parts. An archaeological excavation is located in the center and an exposition around. The excavation on an area of 900 square meters recreates the actual location of the wooden urban buildings from the middle of the 16th, 18th centuries. Along the perimeter in the showcases there is an exposition of 3 sections: medieval wooden architecture, restoration and conservation of archaeological artifacts, occupations and everyday life of the population of the Sviyazhsk settlement of the 16th, 17th centuries. All other items in the museum are original. These are numerous tools, fabrics, leather shoes, toys, jewelry, weapons, etc. In total, more than 1,600 exhibits are displayed in showcases. The most ancient objects found here are dishes of the Bulgar type and Bulgar coins. Scientists don't know exactly how they got to Sviyazhsk.
Один квадратик загибаем так, чтобы он оказался внутри ладони. Смотрите, видите, я взял вот внутри ладони. Молодец. Так, теперь все правильно. Лишние пальчики удаляйте. Видите, как они далеко? 2 пальчиками держать. Теперь, смотрите, одно движение, новая форма.
In addition, in the summer in Sviyazhsk there are historical reconstructions in the Lazy Torzhok complex. The complex reproduces the atmosphere of medieval Sviyazhsk with its everyday life. Here you can see military battles of past eras, play the role of a warrior or a master craftsman, taste medieval cuisine. There is an opportunity to get acquainted with ancient weapons, shoot a bow and crossbow, mark axes and sulitsa, become a member of various interactive programs. Today, Sviyazhsk Island of the Republic of Tatarstan is included in the UNESCO World Heritage List. Every year, thousands of travelers from all over our country and abroad come to admire the white stone monasteries, golden domes of temples, and museums of the island. I definitely recommend the city island Sviyazhsk to visit. I think you will certainly remember this distinctive and unique atmosphere of the island for a long time.